bought a new Mac. No, not this one. That's a laptop. I bought a new Mac. One of those. So yes, I bought a Mac Plus. I think I've got to blame Adrian's Digital Basement for this, because I've watched him fix so many of these. Was scrolling aimlessly through eBay and I found this beast. It was sold as that it powers on and the screen lights up, but apart from that it was untested. So it arrived a few days later and here it is. And it is in a bit of a sore state. It came with a floppy disk in the drive, but this is it. It came with nothing else. Now I'm filming this a few days after I've had it and I've cleaned it up a little bit, but I've still got lots of things to do on it to try and get it to work. So just looking at it, when it arrived, it's got this bashed out of it. It did say on the listing that that was bashed out. This had no battery compartment and these terminals were green. You can watch what I did to sort those out in this video. And I haven't done much with this plug here. You can see it's still quite tarnished, very dirty power switch. These screws here are rusty and all of this was covered in rust. Now, I've cleaned up a lot of those. I've used Hammerite rust remover gel and a bit of sandpaper and that's sorted those out. Really, this is the first episode in a series about what I have to do to bring this back to life. I mean, am I going to be able to bring it back to life? I don't know. But obviously I'm not going to be able to get too much top down on this. Because it's a big beast. I don't even think it'll fit underneath my camera. But anyway, let's have a look. Let me show you what it was doing when it first arrived. Let's turn it on. When I first got it, it came up with like a checkerboard pattern on the screen. And it was saying that there wasn't even a disc attached to it. Now, of course, I haven't got a disc attached to it now. The astute among you will notice that the disc is out there. So I watched this video here, Adrian's Digital Basement, about cleaning these. So I've refurbished this as much as I can do. And I think this works. It spins now when it's attached. But look at the disc that I got with it. It's a really manky True Type Fonts disc. You see that? It's really dirty. It's got grease on it. I don't know what's happened to it. So this has been in store. Anyway, I took this apart. I did some of the bits that Adrian would do. I unplugged certain cables inside very carefully because the CRT in this can pack a charge. Let me open it up and I'll show you what I did to get it to the boot screen. Now, if you get one of these Macintoshes, you're going to need one of these massive long screwdrivers. Now, that's a torx screwdriver, but you need it because there are some screws hidden under there. So let's whip this apart quickly. So you see the screws under this aren't that bad. And I think there's got some water damage on this, or maybe even a cat's done something horrible on it. It's been in a loft or in a shed for years. But you see these screws down there, they're really, really tarnished. Then there's another one hidden there. This one wasn't as dirty, but I think maybe, I don't know whether that battery there leaked down. But the corrosion was mostly confined to that. That's all I need this for. Okay, now inside this, you can't see it very well, but there's a metallic coating on the inside. And a lot of that coating has peeled off. And as I took this apart the first time, a lot of this had fallen on the motherboard. So I had to make sure that all of that was clean and there was nothing that was potentially short in it, which might have been the issue in the first time I turned it on. So there was a lot of rust here. As I said, all of these was rusty. This was rusty. That screw was absolutely awful. I've had that soaking in rust remover and lemon. And all these were really rusty as well. And there is some corrosion on the board, but I've got rid of most of it. And I think that's got it working. Now, don't touch that. Don't go anywhere near that. And this over here has got a thing to stop you touching it. So don't touch that bit either. And probably the power supply board needs a bit of cleaning. I yanked this out, obviously when the mains power isn't plugged in. I took this in and out a few times, did what Adrian Digital Basement calls deoxit, and I can't get that easily, but that's what I use. And I've seen that sort of fizzes off the green stuff. And obviously for now I took this out, and I took this frame out as well, which is what holds the floppy drive in. You see the bits there, there's some rust down there as well on the HT transformer, but I'm going to leave that alone. It seems to work without that, so I'm just going to leave it alone. So one of the first jobs was to change this, but I've got another video about changing that, which is going to appear on my channel in a few weeks. So it's getting there. It still needs a bit of cleaning, and I think this might not work. I've got to find another way to boot it if this doesn't work. So in my next video, I'll show you what I did to try and get this thing booting. So if you're interested in this series, if you want to see whether I get this working and you want to come on the journey with me, please subscribe. And if you like this sort of video on my channel, me and my new Mac will see you soon. Bye.